Alright, welcome back to Countryfied Videos. Today we're going to do something that everybody loves, and that's homemade beef jerky. So, let's get started. Alright, so we're going to start by making some jerky, and I've got a popular brand here. It's covered up, but it's steakhouse flavor. This runs about $2.10 an ounce. This cost me about $6, 2.85 ounces, and I'm going to try to show you how to make the same thing for about 25 cents an ounce. I only need really 3 ingredients. One, I got a choice eye round roast. It's $10.30 for 3.25 pounds. You don't really need a good cut of meat, like London broil is expensive. You know, we're making jerky here, so anything that's really kind of low in fat, as you can see this one kind of is very good. Then I'm going to use some Masterpiece Classic Steakhouse Marinade. You can see that here. And then I'm going to use some Hot Shot, which is just a black and red pepper blend. So I like to do this with deer meat, but it's late in the season, so unfortunately I don't have any deer meat left, but it's coming up soon. So I put this in the freezer for about 1 hour just to get it a little firm, and now I'm going to go slice it up. I just got a meat slicer from probably Walmart, not real expensive. I had a commercial one, way too big, way too complicated to clean. I got the smaller one. It works just as good, and it's very easy to clean. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to slice these into about 1/8 inch thick slices. That's what I like to do for jerky. So I'm going to go slice these up, and then we'll come right back and go from there. Okay, I'm back. Just got done cutting up my meat. You can see it's about 1/8 inch thick. I used an Edgecraft 607E meat slicer. Like I said, they're not real expensive, but they do a great job. So if you don't have a meat slicer, you can just ask your butcher, you know, to cut it 1/8 inch thick, and they'll do it for you. And we got some raggedy pieces, but that's okay. That's what jerky is. So I'm going to slide this off to the side just a little bit. I'm going to get my Ziploc open here. Maybe. Get a Ziploc open. Again, I'm using KC Masterpiece 30-minute marinade. Classic Steakhouse. Apparently I got some big thing in the background with a bunch of sirens, so we'll wait for a second. Hopefully it's not here. They appear to go on by, so it's not here. So it's kind of key that you put the marinade in first. And then you kind of want to just drop each piece in there and work it around as you drop it in. If you put the meat in first and then put the marinade in later, it don't always get coated all the way. them little hunks in there. Make sure each piece kind of gets coated. Again, if you put them in chunks or in multiple pieces, they kind of stick together, and then you don't get good marinade between the pieces. Work that in there a little bit. It's kind of a touch and go thing to see how much marinade you need. I'm looking at one bottle right here for about 3 pounds. If I need more, I'll put more in. But again, I'm talking about a difference between $2.10 an ounce and 25 cents an ounce. Even if I use a second bottle, now I'm going up to 50 cents an ounce. Gotta spread those around a little bit. Get that off the side. Like I said, these are good chunks of meat right here. That's the kind of jerky I like. This is so good with deer meat. It's just too late in the season and I don't have any deer meat left. But deer season's right around the corner, so we'll see. Like I said again, just want to work that in there so it gets good and marinated, each piece. And when we get done with this, we're gonna put it in the refrigerator overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow and finish up. The finishing touches are the important touches, and I'll show you why tomorrow when we get done with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish marinating these, get them in the refrigerator overnight, and then we'll be back tomorrow to finish it up. But that's what we're looking like so far. Alright, thanks. Alright, welcome back. We got our meat that's marinated overnight. I've dumped it out of the Ziploc and put it into this strainer. Try to strain some a little bit. Now I'm going to show you what I think is the most important step. I'll set this down here for a minute. I'm going to take my hot shot right here. I'm going to take this towel. I got a couple of these towels. I bought them specifically for cooking. You want to make sure you wash them a couple times prior to doing this, just to make sure you get all the little fuzzies off. I just want to take this hot shot. Just sprinkle it all over this towel. Just like this. All the way across. Take that meat and start pulling them up and just laying them down. Not a whole lot to this. Just want to make sure you get them all laid out good. You see how much liquid's on there still? When you put those on just like that, it adds a significant amount of cooking time because it's got to cook all that off. So I really can't wait to do some of these videos in the winter, because right now it's 101 degrees out with a heat index of 117, so it's a bit warm. Make sure I get all the pieces out there good. Just fill in any little gaps I got. Keep dropping little pieces on the ground. It's not good. It's wasting it. Again, I really love to do this with deer meat, but unfortunately it's too late in the year and I don't have any deer meat left. But the season's coming up soon. Trying to get all the good pieces first. So doing what I'm doing does a couple different things for you. Like I said, if you put them in like this, with all that juice dripping off of them, it's going to take an extremely long time to cook. What I'm doing is getting rid of the excess, and at the same time I'm making sure my spices adhere to it the way I want them to. Find good flat pieces. Like I said, some of these are kind of crappy looking, but that's okay. It's deer jerky. It's beef jerky. Sorry about that. Jerky's not supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to be good. Alright, looks like the rest of those are kind of just little, there's a good one, little scab pieces, so we won't mess with that for right now. So now that I got it all laid out, I'm just going to take that hot shot again, go right over the top again. You don't have to use hot shot. You can use anything you want, garlic powder, onion powder. You don't have to use anything. I like a little bit of bite to mine. Okay, get that all coated up good. Now we're just going to take our second towel, lay it right over it, just like that. You can use your hands if you want, but a rolling pin works really good. Just kind of roll that out. Roll it good. And again, you're squeezing out the excess liquid, and at the same time pushing the spices onto your onto your meat real well. So that's pretty much all it takes right there. Peel this back. You can see already how much drier that is. You can see the spices on there. So now all we're going to do is we're going to take our grill mat, start layering them up. I realize this isn't completely in the camera shot, but look at the picture. We'll move it over here in a second. I'm using these mesh grill mats. They're non-stick, dishwasher safe. Just make cleaning up a lot easier. This one, I'll set that down here. We'll get our second one here. They don't have to be spaced out. There's plenty of circulation. So we're going to smoke ours on my favorite Rectech RT 700 bull pellet smoker. It's preheated to 225 right now. You don't have to have a smoker to do this. You can do it in any type of smoker. You can do it on your grill with indirect heat. You can even do it in your oven. But if you do it in your oven, two things. You want to line the bottom of your oven with foil because there will be juices that drip off. And the second thing is you need to leave the door open to the first notch, because you don't want to really bake them. You want to kind of slow cook them. Pull that all the way off. And I got a couple pieces left over here, so I'll put the other one back up here. Do a little squeezing in there. Just wherever you can tuck one in, tuck one in. They can overlap a little bit, it's okay. Definitely want to get this big guy on there. Take some of these smaller pieces and tuck them up in here like this. Won't take too long. And move some around over here. Now keep in mind the grilling surface is much larger than these mats. I probably could have used a third mat here, but it all fit on there. So now we got it all on there, and we're ready to put it on the smoker, and we'll do that next. Alright, you can see I got the Rectech to 225, actual temperature's 224, and I've already put it on. Go. So this will take between 2 to 4 hours, depending on how you like your jerky. The other advantage to the mesh mat, or I can come out and rearrange the location if one side's hotter than the other. So we'll check back when it's done. So we're about an hour and a half in. You can see set at 225, holding rock solid at 225. We're going to take a look at it. getting there. I'd say about another hour and we're there. So we'll check back in. So here we are at 2.5 hours. Set temp 225. Actual temp still rocking at 225. We're going to take a look and see if they're done. I'd call that about done. So we're going to pull them off and do one final comparison. So we're all done here. Again, this is much better with deer meat, but it's the end of the season and I don't have any left, and the season's coming up. I know this is about the 4th or 5th time that I've mentioned that. This is a subtle hint to the guys I work with. My daughter is a vegetarian. My wife doesn't eat too much meat, so the folks at work reap the benefits of what I cook. And here's the final product. On the left is the store-bought at $2.10 an ounce. On the right is mine, which turned out to be, after yield weight, turned out to be 29 cents a pound. Texture spot on, taste is spot on, with the exception of mine has a little bit of spice that I added. So there you go. Quick, simple, easy, and quite cost effective. And there you have it, a cost-effective way to make beef jerky. Please visit my website at www.countryfied.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel for future videos and product demonstrations and giveaways. Thanks for watching. Bye.